Zuma at Mahlambandlovu in Pretoria. The meeting is expected to discuss President Zuma's departure from office and to determine whether he will deliver the State of the Nation address on Thursday. The National Executive and Working Committees had resolved last month that the top 6 officials handle the process of transition. Now, reporter Ofentse Settimo is in Pretoria and joins us now. Ofentse, thanks for joining us again. Now, the meeting appears to be underway. What can you tell us?
Okay. We're coming to you live outside Mahlambandlovu, outside the gate 10, which is the entrance towards Mahlambandlovu, which is the entrance to the presidential guest house. From what we understand, there's been a hive of activity just outside here. We saw 2 choppers land and we saw vehicles that came through under the impression that it was actually the Gwedemantashe who was actually entering through these premises just behind us. This is where the official presidential guest house is, and we understand that the ANC's top 6 was expected to come and meet with the president to try and forge a way forward as to whether they will sort of compel him to step down just before he is impeached or forced to step down through an impeachment which is done through the parliament. But from what we understand, the meeting could be underway as we speak right now, and it's just a matter of time before we find out as to what is the future of the incumbent president of South Africa, Mr. Jacob Zuma. So as we stand here, we just are waiting for the response from them, but we understand that it's actually a long shot for them to actually speak to us following the meeting. It might just be one of those where we have to wait for an official press briefing where everything will be ironed out for us as to the reasons why the decision was actually taken to compel the current president, who is the incumbent president of South Africa, Mr. Jacob Zuma, to actually stand down. As we stand here behind those walls right there, we don't know what's actually going down, but from the information that we received was that the ANC's top 6 is expected to arrive here and to meet with the president of South Africa and to try and find out the way forward. But from what we understand, there are 2 choppers that landed, and there are some cars that actually came through, and then we believe in some of the cars there was the former SG, if I may put it, Mr. Gwedemantashe, who actually went through, who's part of the delegation that is here to meet with the incumbent president of South Africa, Mr. Jacob Zuma. So from where we stand, it's not yet clear as to what will be the way forward. But what we understand is that they are coming here to meet. But from what the media reports have been, from what has transpired from the media reports, that it's been reported that they might compel him to step down just before the State of the Nation address, but then all will be revealed following the meeting here in the presidential guest house, and the information we'll hear following this meeting. Back to studio.
Thank you very much, Ofentse. We'll have to leave it there for now. We'll definitely be catching up with him a little later in the bulletin. That was our reporter joining us from Pretoria. Now, the calls for President